There's traffic in the sky and it doesn't seem to be getting much better. There's kids playing games on the pavement, drawing waves on the pavement. Shadows of the planes on the pavement.
Calgary is a sprawling city where 72% of trips to work are made using private vehicles.
Calgary has one of the biggest ecological footprints in the world, which means that per capita we use more energy than almost anywhere else on the planet.
As a city, we recognize that this form of development didn't make sense. We wanted change.
The GoPlan was started in 1995 to create a more sustainable city.
Our whole society is structured around the car, and more so in the last decade.
We spent a lot of money on concrete and freeways.
Stop.
Constructing roads is a waste of public money, which simply contributes to sprawl, auto-dependence, and congestion in the long run.
The city is currently spending $300 million on building and expanding roads. We visited City Hall to find out why.
They liked that plan, and they had a vote with the community, and they all realized that they would have to lose homes and the communities would change, but there was an acceptable impact that they could live with.
So why do Calgarians choose to drive?
A trip to suburbia helped to answer a lot of our questions. What we found on the city's fringes were bedroom communities designed around cars rather than people. Walking is inconvenient, if not impossible in new suburbs. Many streets don't even have sidewalks.
We just spread out so thinly that we can't provide good bus service. And those subdivisions are auto-dependent, so that it results in more car trips and not as many walking, cycling, and transit trips.
Only 1 in 17 Calgarians lives within walking distance to an LRT. With few viable alternatives, it's no wonder why building roads is so high on Calgarians' list of priorities.
I still find it very strange that more than all of the growth in Calgary is going to those suburbs.
Calgary continues to sprawl outward, with 31 new subdivisions currently under construction. As new communities are tacked onto its outer fringes, there is increasing pressure on Calgary's transportation infrastructure.
Or why do you think they failed?
Well, some of the factors are the market. The developers are the ones that buy the land and take the risk in trying to build something on that land. And so they're not prepared to build something that hasn't sold recently or hasn't sold in recent memory. And Calgary, because it was growing so fast and it's a lucrative market for retail, lots of retail businesses came here, such as Costco and Home Depot and those sorts of places. They know it's a lucrative market, so they've come here with money in hand, with the land, and said, we want to bring jobs to Calgary. And so it's difficult for the politicians who make a lot of the ultimate decisions to say no. Mm-hmm. And a lot of them want to see this progress in their ward, so and the land use allows them to do it. The zoning of the land allows them to do it, so it did happen. And there are singular decisions, but the cumulative effect of all of those decisions. Land use and traffic are, as we say, inextricably linked. They connect to one another, so you need the right kind of land use to support a good transportation system and vice versa. Mm-hmm. And to some extent we've had areas where we'd like to see mixed use, residential, commercial, retail, all in the same area, and it's not happened that way. That's what was envisioned by GoPlan. Examples are Crowfoot, Shaughnessy, and West Hills, which were expected to be mixed use and they ended up being mostly commercial.
I think land use is the key. They knew that when they came up with GoPlan. This was actually this sort of new idea for Calgary. I'm sure other people have thought about it because it's kind of a no-brainer, that land use affects transportation and transportation affects land use. I think it is key, and I think there has to be a willingness to intervene in the market. So the city of Calgary may have to, or the province of Alberta, may have to sort of seed employment centres, actually buy the land and start something up and get it going. Council has to be willing to make hard choices about land use. So, the next time a guy comes in with a big block proposal on a designated employment center site, they might actually have to say no.
Choose to live in mixed-use neighborhoods where you can walk, bike, or skate wherever you need to go.
I was walking with patience, eyes on the pavement, carried away to wicked music takes us.
Leave your car at home and take the train or the bus.
It's hard to ignore our effect on this world when a butterfly can cause an earthquake, when a book can change minds, when a song can change lives, and a stranger smile can make your world shake. Yeah.
Get active in your community. Say no to road construction projects.
I see children watching TV, trying to be their favorite fella. No one tells them Davians.
We have the power.
We have the power to recreate our city.
We have the power to recreate our city.